We got it, baby.
Oh, you gotta let it.
22, victory, victory, victory.
Cincinnati Bengals, one of a few teams to hit 10.5 on the over-under scale for 2024.
Finish the season with a winning record at 9-8.
Cincinnati Bengals may be equipped with the best 1-2 punch at quarterback. Not that they want to have to prove that again.
Fought for the touchdown.
Jungle would be plenty happy to see JB on the sideline for all of 2024. And JB on it the entire time.
Big time drive. Let's go.
Bengals bonkers Burrow is ready to bounce back from that bummer that was his blah 2023. Started with a bum calf, ended with a hand injury. Son of a biscuit.
Joe Burrow heading toward the locker room.
Bengals finished 16th in points per game. Not terrible, all things considered.
Caught! Andre Yosivas!
Plug a healthy Joe Shiesty back in for a full year, offense would be primed to rise in the rankings.
And this is why you have hope, Cincinnati.
Jamar Chase would also see a spike in his production.
Oh my God! Let's go! Oh my God!
He is 7-11.
Not like his production was bad last year. 100 catches, over 1,200 yards, 7 TDs.
He's off to the races.
T. Higgins, only 12 games, over 650 yards and 5 touchdowns.
And it's caught by Higgins.
Higgs had some rough games mixed in there. It was an off year for him. No more Tyler Boyd at the slot position. 67 catches, over 660 yards and a couple scores for him last year.
Boy, you moving right there. Look fast right there, boy.
They still have Trenton Irwin, who had some nice games and fill-in starts, though.
And he's got him, caught, touchdown.
They drafted Jermaine Burton in the 3rd round, too.
Big burst, he can track the ball really well. The Georgia transfer, the knock on him, and one of the reasons, quite honestly, why he's available right now is because there were some questions about maturity and just needed to grow up a little bit.
Bengals added Mike Gesicki to their tight end rotation, just 200-plus yards for the Pats. Drew Sample, Tanner Hudson returned for Cincinnati, combined for a little over 500 yards. Change at running back. Joe Mixon sent to Houston. He caught 50 passes for him, over 1,000 rushing yards, 12 total touchdowns.
But he's still on his feet and finally gets tackled.
Taking his place, Zach Moss comes over from Indy, almost 800 yards, 4.3 a run, splitting time with JT.
And it's a catch for a touchdown.
Bengals were 30th in rush attempts, so their O-line's play when they throw tends to be under the microscope more. And when you look through the eyepiece, you see a group that gave up 50 sacks last year, tied for 25th.
They're gonna get him and knock him down. They shack him back at the 49-yard line.
And that's why they decided to use their 1st-round pick on tackle Amarius Mims.
There's not as much volume as some of these other offensive linemen, but he's got excellent feet, excellent balance.
They also signed tackle Trent Brown, former Patriot. Left tackle Orlando Brown, pressure rate allowed higher than the average left tackle. He gave up 10 sacks. Right guard Alex Kappa gave up 8.5 sacks. 9 was the high for right guards.
And they knock him down!
So lots of changes to their O.
Something different every other play.
Oh, and lots were made to their D, too.
You took half of my sack today. I'm mad.
21st in points per game, 31st in yards per game, so some change was needed.
To the 10, to the 5.
91.4 rating allowed, 20th. 8.1 yards per attempt allowed. No team was worse. 12.3 yards per completion allowed, also worst.
Henry is the man who rolls and throws.
Rush defense, 4.7 yards per carry allowed. Only 2 teams gave up more.
Nick Chubb up and over 100 rushing yards, the 6th time in 10 career games against Cincinnati.
And pass rush, 44 sacks, 18th. They did beef up things by adding Sheldon Rankins to the DT spot, half a dozen bags for him last year.
Here they come!
Rankins only 3 sacks a year the previous 2 seasons. He replaces DJ Reader, a run stuffer type. DT BJ Hill is back.
I'm about to go crazy. One against 5.
51 tackles, 4.5 sacks a year ago. Used a 2nd-round pick on defensive tackle Chris Jenkins, so they're deep up front.
You could not move him off the line of scrimmage, and he's got a PhD in playing defensive tackle from his father.
Same 2 gents flanking them. Defensive end Trey Hendrickson, elite, 17.5 sacks.
Stafford will be swallowed up right on cue. It is Trey Hendrickson.
Doesn't get the proper credit.
Watch his hand use. He has some of the best. He's doing that move every time.
Sam Hubbard on the other side, 6 sacks.
As Hubbard gets there and has his ankle.
He's a 6 to 7 bag type, so that fit. No other QB hunters to speak of, so their secondary has to work with it. It's a secondary equipped with a top-shelf cornerback in Cam Taylor-Britt.
Picked off.
Lunging interception, Taylor Britt.
Held quarterbacks to a sub-80 rating, 4 INTs in just 12 games. He got hurt.
And he makes a nice play on the football.
Nickel cornerback Mike Hilton returns off a nice year that saw him hold quarterbacks to a sub-70 rating, no touchdowns allowed, 2 picks.
Picked off by Mike Hilton.
Cornerback Cheeto Awuzie is gone. He leaves off a so-so season. The Waldo of their group, though, is back. DJ Turner, who gave up 5 touchdowns.
Jay, he's got him at the 30.
A rating over 115, so room for improvement. Bengals brought in 2 new safeties, added Von Bell, former Bengal, back after a year in Carolina, held his targets to a 75.9 rate.
Carr lofting downfield, dangerous throw is intercepted.
And they got Geno Stone to defect from Baltimore, had 7 picks last year.
Right, it's intercepted. Geno Stone has done it again.
Safety Dax Hill will still be in the mix too, over 100 tackles, 2 INTs, a sack and a half.
Intercepted. Picked up by Dax Hill.
He had a big year too. Their linebackers also clocked out of 2023 with triple-digit tackles. Logan Wilson, 135 of them, 2 forced fumbles, a fat 4 INTs for a linebacker.
And Logan Wilson, that'll be his 10th career interception.
Jermaine Pratt, 118 tackles, 2 INTs for him.
Oh, it's taken away from him by Pratt.
Kicking game will be on the foot of Evan McPherson again, 26 of 31, all 5 misses from 50 plus.
Yeah, baby.
Big picture overview. Boyd and Mixon, the 2 departures from their playmaker room. Moss should be able to fill Mixon's void, generally speaking. Boyd has been such a perfect 3 for them, not a fan of them losing that guy. Lost Jonah Williams up front, but between Trent Brown and Mims, their first rounder, their O-line is deeper than before probably, and they need this group to show out better than 2023. Defensive front 7, Hendrickson and Hubbard on the edges, Rankins an upgrade over Reeder on the pass rush front at the very least, Pratt and Wilson underrated linebacker duo. Secondary, new safety tandem, sort of. Geno Stone and Von Bell both come off nice years. Both guys are upgrades over the dudes they replace. Dax Hill back there too, so that's a nice safety trio. All 3 cornerbacks are returning Bengals. CTB stays healthy and they'll be that much better. Off to schedule land to check out what their high and low might be this year.
Unbelievable.
Let's do this for a potential bottom. Only give them wins against the lesser thans in favorable conditions. So beat New England, take out Washington. Carolina qualifies for another W. Giants on the road, still winnable. Raiders back at home. Take down Pittsburgh at home. Defeat the Titans on the road. Home game versus Cleveland is a win still, as is the Broncos game. That's a 9-8 floor, which they pulled without a full year of Burrow, so that's as low as we can go.
Yes.
Cincinnati, a team with a nice A-frame roof, so they'd earn a split with Baltimore in this scenario, defend the jungle versus Philadelphia, get a win out west versus LA, and a sweep of Pittsburgh to finish, 13-4 as a ceiling, which would be an impressive mark to hit when you consider how strong the AFC North is.
They're just rolling through it.
Taking a look inside the game preview guy bag, I like 11-6, assuming Burrow is healthy and they keep Higgins and Hendrickson happy, but those dudes get traded for some reason, all bets are off.
Let's go, baby. It's up to us. Let's go.